Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. Look, if you've been grinding away with AI and you're wondering, how do I actually prove these skills to the rest of the world? You are in exactly the right place. Today, we are cracking open the ultimate playbook for conquering the brand new Claude Certified Associate Foundations exam. We're going to break down the official exam guide step by step. We'll take all that dense info and turn it into a super clear roadmap so you can go get certified. All right, let's dive right in.
Right off the bat, we got to understand what this credential actually means out in the wild. Anthropic's official guide is crystal clear on this. This certification, it's all about proving you can apply Claude to complete tangible, everyday business and productivity tasks, and doing it with minimal handholding. It's definitely not just about having a fun chat with an AI. It's about validating that you can make real-world workflows way faster, a whole lot smarter, and significantly more cost-effective. You're essentially proving you know how to perfectly balance the quality of the AI's output against everyday efficiency and cost constraints.
So, to get you fully prepped, we've structured this explainer into 4 really focused parts. First up, the certification, where we meet the credential. Second, the candidate, figuring out if you are the MQC. Third, the domains, for mastering the exam. And finally, the logistics, covering all that fun scoring and registration stuff.
Section 1. The certification, meet the credential. Before you even think about spending your hard-earned time and money studying, we really need to answer a critical question. Who exactly is this credential built for?
Anthropic draws a really clear line in the sand here. If you work in operations, marketing, project management, or if you're a knowledge worker using AI to just power through your daily business tasks, this is absolutely your playing field. You are exactly who they're looking for. But on the flip side, if you're a software developer writing raw code against APIs, or a machine learning specialist, or maybe designing massive enterprise-scale AI architectures, this specific foundations exam is actually not meant for you. Those highly technical roles are going to be reserved for future credentials, like the Claude architect and developer. This associate certification sits right in that perfect sweet spot between a casual prompt user and a heavy-duty technical practitioner. All right, Section 2, the candidate. Are you the MQC? Let's define exactly what Anthropic expects from you before you even sit down in front of that exam screen. The exam guide explicitly targets what they call the minimally qualified candidate, or MQC. And really let this sink in. An MQC is a professional who uses Claude as a core productivity tool to improve real-world workflows. Basically, this means you've moved way beyond casual Q&A. You aren't just asking Claude for a quick dinner recipe anymore. You're orchestrating complex tasks, you're using advanced features like projects and artifacts, and you're effectively reimagining entire business processes to actually drive better outcomes. Now, what's super interesting about their recommended experience is actually what's completely missing. Believe it or not, there are absolutely no mandatory prerequisites or required courses you have to take before this exam. No gatekeeping. They do highly recommend having hands-on professional use of Claude, solid structured problem-solving skills, and a really good understanding of workflow design. You absolutely also need a firm grasp of AI limitations, things like hallucinations and context constraints. But did you catch that last point? 0 API or coding experience is needed, literally none. The whole thing is entirely about practical, hands-on experience and having a really healthy awareness of how AI actually functions in a real professional setting. Moving right along to Section 3, the domains, mastering the exam. This right here is the absolute core of our playbook today. We're going to explore the 7 specific areas you're actually going to be tested on. So here's the complete blueprint of your 60-question exam. As you can see, it's broken down into 7 domains, ranging from prompting and task execution all the way down to troubleshooting and optimization. Now I know, at first glance, this looks like a massive, intimidating wall of data. But hey, as a focused learner, you don't need to panic at all. We can chunk this whole thing down strategically by just looking at the weights over on the right side. To figure out exactly where you should be spending your precious study time, we can just extract the top 3 domains from that big table. These are your exam heavyweights. Output evaluation is 21%, workflow integration is 16%, and governance sits at 15%. When you add them up, these 3 domains alone make up over half of your entire exam. Seriously, these are the must-win battles for your study sessions. Let's look at each of these 3 heavyweights just a little bit closer. The absolute biggest chunk of the test, coming in at that 21% mark, focuses heavily on human oversight. Output evaluation and validation is all about knowing exactly when Claude might be wrong or inconsistent or even biased.
It's heavily testing your ability to spot those sneaky hallucinations, apply rigorous fact-checking, figure out when human review is absolutely mandatory, and then properly adapt those AI responses for your intended audience. Ultimately, you are the safety net here.
The next big heavyweight is workflow integration at 16%. This particular domain is testing your ability to practically plug AI into existing, everyday business operations. So, can you take a clunky, legacy process, analyze its requirements, and seamlessly integrate Claude to either augment it or just redesign the whole thing completely? It's not just about typing a clever prompt, it's about weaving Claude right into the actual fabric of how your business gets things done.
And our third heavyweight is governance, risk and responsible use at 15%. Honestly, the crucial point here is knowing what not to do. This domain is all about ensuring you deeply understand data sensitivity and regulatory compliance. For instance, you absolutely need to know not to upload sensitive, protected organizational data or maybe unanonymized customer lists that go against compliance rules. You have to follow organizational AI policies to the letter and really understand the practical implications of using these powerful tools responsibly in a corporate setting.
All right, Section 4, the logistics, scoring, and registration. We know what we need to study, but what are the exact rules of the game for test day?
720. That right there is your magic number. This exam uses a scaled score ranging from 100 all the way to 1,000, and 720 is the absolute cut score you need to pass. Now, what's fantastic about this is that the exam is criterion referenced. All that means is you are being measured against a fixed standard. You're not being graded on some crazy curve against other candidates. Just hit 720 and boom, you are officially certified.
Let's run through the quick test day stats. You are going to face 60 multiple choice and multiple response questions. You've got a very generous 120 minutes to get through them all. The fee is $99, and once you pass, your credential is valid for exactly 12 months. Now, I know you might be wondering, why is it only valid for a single year? Well, as the official guide points out, AI technology just evolves incredibly fast. A one-year validity basically ensures the credential holders are maintaining absolutely current, up-to-date knowledge. Getting your actual exam on the calendar is a super straightforward three-step pipeline. First up, you'll start over at the Anthropic Partner Academy to review all the fine details and terms. Second, you'll be redirected over to Pearson VUE to complete your checkout process and pay the fee. And finally, you choose your format. You can take it via a remote online proctor from the comfort of your home or office, or you can go in person to a physical Pearson VUE test center. It's totally up to you. If you do choose the online route, just be prepared for a very strict proctored environment. You absolutely must have a valid, unexpired government ID ready to go. Your workspace has to be completely clear of any notes, books, and secondary monitors. And you are strictly forbidden from having mobile phones, smartwatches, or headphones anywhere near you. Honestly, I always say getting caught with hidden notes is one surefire way to fail way faster than writing a genuinely bad prompt. Now, if you do fail and attempt legitimately, don't sweat it too much. But there is a mandatory 14-day waiting period before your first retake. And keep in mind, you can only attempt the exam a maximum of 4 times within a rolling 12-month period. Okay, to wrap all of this up, let's actually test you with a real sample question pulled directly from the exam guide. This should give you a quick taste of the cognitive difficulty. Imagine this scenario. An associate asks Claude to summarize a new regulation. It produces a super confident summary complete with a specific subsection number. So what is the most appropriate action before sending it over to the compliance team? Do you just send it as is because the AI sounds so confident? Do you just ask the AI if it's really sure? Take a second to think about it.
The answer, of course, ties right back to our biggest heavyweight domain we talked about earlier, output evaluation. You absolutely must verify that citation against the official text. As we know, language models can, and definitely do, fabricate very specific-looking details like citation numbers. It's a classic hallucination. Look, hallucinations are bad enough in real-world AI use, but I promise you they are even worse if you fall for them on exam day. Self-reported confidence from an AI is literally never a reliable signal for accuracy.
And that brings us to the very end of our playbook. The tools are literally right in front of you. AI is completely reshaping the modern workplace day by day, moving from a fun novelty to an absolute core business driver. The Claude Certified Associate Foundations exam is your direct opportunity to formally prove you possess the practical, hands-on skills to actually lead that charge. So let me ask you, are you ready to level up your career? Review those domains, practice your prompting, and go get certified. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy studying.